Back in the day, this is what a touch panel looked like. VGA, a chunk of glass, and enough weight to brain a particularly thin-skulled kraken. Isn't that right, Gandalf? What is that Raspberry Pi doing to you? This is my Stream Deck. There are many like it, but this one is mine. I've always wanted the next version up, but I'm not paying $200 for a $3 LCD screen with some buttons on it out of principle. So my plan is to take this Raspberry Pi 4, wire it into a touchscreen, add a little bit of software, and make a 32-button Stream Deck at home that controls OBS and Reaper wirelessly. And to do that, I'm going to be using this critter, a 10.1-inch touchscreen kit from Kogoda, who sponsored this build with the only requirement being make something cool. And I want to stress that this is a kit. Let's have a look at the official Raspberry Pi touch display. It comes with some wires, a ribbon cable, whatever this is, and it's more of the same when you look at touch displays from third-party vendors. So, let's do a quick human AI check for the YouTube Karens. How you doing? Now, back to the Sveltest Hands on YouTube to see what's in the box. This is what I'm talking about. It's not just a 10-inch monitor and a ribbon cable. Nay. This is a kit with options. And it looks like some of the options have options. We got HDMI cables for the Pi 3 and 4, GPIO power connector, USB and 4-wire for touch, USB-C for power, and a power adapter. And if we check out the monitor, we can power it over GPIO or USB. Same for the touch. And we got full-size HDMI and a 3.5 audio output because why not? 2 speakers, a clip for the stand, and M25 mounting holes for a Raspberry Pi-shaped SBC. On the side, we got power, menu, ups and downs, and an exit. And this is the 1024x600 5-point capacitive IPS touchscreen, along with an OSD for your standard brightness and contrast, aspect ratio, color temp, language and position, plus some volumes for the built-in speakers. So what's the plan, aka do something cool with it? Well, first things first, we need to get the Pi 4 mounted to the display with the included screws, connect the touchscreen and power, followed by some HDMI goodness, pop in a boot drive, and we're done. Now we can power it on and see what this critter looks like. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's a bit of a right straight out of the box. And the viewing angles, yeah, no complaints. And if you're worried about the 1024x600 resolution, don't. Even on a desktop, things are perfectly readable. And it's plenty responsive too, but how are we going to turn this into a Stream Deck at home? With this Bitfocus Companion. It allows you to connect and control just about anything. Let me show you how. Step 1 is firing up the launcher and setting the default interface to wireless so we can log in remotely and configure this critter. Then we need to head over to Surfaces and add an emulator. Hop over to Connections, and I wasn't kidding about the ability to control just about anything. Focusrite audio interfaces, Wi-Fi lights, PTZ cameras, Zoom calls, YouTube, but we're here for OBS, so let's stick to that. It's using WebSockets, so you'll need to check your settings in OBS. Then it's just a matter of setting up the IP address, port number, and password, if you have one. Now let's head up to buttons and toss in a few from the Presets tab. That Vin button should look more like Old Man Vin. There we go. Time to give it a test, and keep in mind, this is running from the Raspberry Pi. Yep, that Vin button knows how to Vin. Title loop is looping. There's the desktop and a browser source. What about record? Boop. Hey, look at that. Still need a mute button. Let's make one. Back in buttons, I'm going to tap create, give it a name, and I'm going to use the toggle action. Select the source I want to mute. That's going to be jack vocal, and head over to feedback. I want it to turn red when pressed. So audio muted and jack vocal it is. We have red button. Let's try it out. Look at that homebrew cough button. And I know a lot of streamers that need to make one of these. Now, I want to wire it into my DAW as well, so let's add a Reaper connection. The default settings are fine. Just give it the IP of the PC you're connecting to. Head over to Reaper and add an OSC control surface, select an IP plus your local port, and fill in the IP digits for the Raspberry Pi. Now we have a Reaper in the presets tab, so let's drop in a few and play around. We got the scrubs going left and right, solo's doing its thing, so's mute, and that's arming the track for record. Neat. Now we have play, stop, and record, and that's right, you can control multiple applications at the same time. It's really handy. But my favorite part is the ability to stack actions. Check this out. I'm going to make it mute the music channel in OBS when I press record in Reaper. But I could just as easily control lighting or anything else I wanted to stack on. Let's try it out in the preview. Boom! Right there. It's recording in Reaper and the music channel's muted in OBS. Yeah, you can get up to some stuff with this. Now we still need to create a startup script, so when I power it on, it pops right up. Let's SSH into the Pi and create a happy little bash script. Not much going on here. We're going to be launching Bitfocus, snoozing for 30 seconds, and launching Chromium in kiosk mode pointed at the emulator running on localhost. Now you can get this part of the URL in the Bitfocus setup. Then create a desktop entry in the autostart directory. Now this is just calling our script and telling GNOME to tap the go button. We're going to save the data bits and time for a reboot and a firm crossing of our pinky toes. Here we go. In theory, the Pi should boot to desktop, launch Bitfocus Companion, and just maybe start the DEC emulator using Hey! We got Muffin. Look at that. Did I mention that you can do multiple pages and that's just the start? What this is a Stream Deck server. I can create multiple emulators and anyone with a web browser can have a dedicated control panel. Great for live events or no-kill like overkill home setups. And since this can run on a 2 gig Pi 4, the combined cost still comes out $30 less than the 32-key Stream Deck XL. And if I sound excited, it's because I am. I'm going to be using the snot out of this in my home studio. Plenty of ideas. But thanks again to Kogoda for the hardware. You made a good kit. If you want to learn more about it, there'll be a link down in the description along with a setup guide over on Interfacing Linux. Thanks for watching. If you got something you'd like me to try, let me know in the comments and maybe leave me a like on the way down. It really helps the channel. But that's going to do it for this one. So get out there and make something awesome.